Hi everyone, I'm Melissa Dunan. Welcome to Trending Vegas, where we are talking about all the big stories flooding your social media channels in recent weeks. I'm joined by a portion of the city's social media team, Shane Savannah Preety and Jace Radke. And our special guest is local Vegas blogger Patty Barba, also known as Stilettos in Sin City. Love the name.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
Thank you
for being here. So tell us a little bit about your blog. You cover everything.
Well, you know what? It started a long time. Honestly, it started quite a few years back. But I'm a Vegas native. I was born in Vegas, born and raised here, and I feel like everyone. I would, as you know, my job always. I was constantly in heels and stilettos, I guess. So I felt like, gosh, I would always be asked, what about this going in Vegas? Where would you go here for Vegas? What would you do here? You know, because everybody has their own presumption about Vegas, of course. So I was like, you know what? When I start a blog, I'm just going to name it Stilettos and Sin City because I'm always running around in heels, but I can talk about Sin City because it's home.
Well, one of the things we talk about on here, and I thought we'd ask you because you are a blogger and you have different businesses that send you products and send you, try this, and can you put this on your post, and we want to pay you, or we want to give you this free in exchange for XYZ. How do you stay true to your fan base when dealing with that?
I think that you have to remember that if you are some kind of and everybody has their thoughts about influencer, the word influencer. I think we all are influencers. At one point in time, we all influence somebody to do something else or to, you know what I mean? So for me, it's to remember always that I'm an influencer because I'm influencing someone, and that someone is my followership. So if the followers, I think they need a cast iron skillet, I'm gonna tell them.
She's talking about me, you guys.
You need a cast iron skillet, you know? So I literally reiterate it over and over again.
And if something's bad, you say no.
And if something's bad, I'm like, you guys. And I feel really bad because having a business is no joke. You know, we all know it's no joke. And it's really hard. And it takes one person to kind of damper the day of that little small business entrepreneur that's really trying to make it, but you're like, if they know that they're messing up with this product because it's not the greatest, then it'll help. You know what I mean?
That's a good way of looking at it. Well, we're glad you're joining us.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
All right, guys, let's start with the most recent topic, and that is the slight snowfall we saw here in Las Vegas just a couple days ago. Here are some social media posts from Instagram. This says, out for a quick run to the grocery store, yet ended up staying out longer to play with desert snowfall. Surreal winter wonderland. Here's this one. I'm overly excited about this. This is my favorite video of all of them. Here we go.
Sean, guess what?
What?
You know that hurt, right? Because that's our ice snow. All right, and then this one, we couldn't help ourselves, so here's one more snow picture from last night. This one comes from Canyell LV in Providence in the northwest part of the valley. Go Knights, go. You guys, I got snow where I live. I loved it. It was fun. I woke my 4-year-old up and was like, you should come outside and look at this because I don't know when that's going to happen again. But then I start looking at, you get online right away and you start seeing everyone's posting the same video. And then I start thinking, what do out-of-towners think of us? Are you joking? Right? That's what they're thinking. Jace, let me start with you. What do you see?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, whenever we get weather in Las Vegas, people tend to freak out about it. So it's not surprising to see that on social because it's a rush to, it's new, right? It's a wow factor, so everybody's out there posting on it. I did look. It doesn't happen very often. The last time we got noticeable snow was December 17, 2008. That was when we got 3.5 inches on the Strip.
Right. I was at Channel 8 at that time, and I was reporting at the Las Vegas sign.
And the most we ever got was January 31st, 1979, 7.5 inches in one day.
Wow.
So people's bell bottoms and feathered hair were getting wet back then.
Shane, what do you see?
Well, it was our top tweet of the week. We posted some of the pictures that I took that night. We got 10 times the average engagement. I think people, like you said, we just get really excited here. We've got 294 average sunny days, more than Los Angeles, more than San Diego, more than Key West. I mean, the only cities that have more sunny days than we do are El Paso, Phoenix, and Yuma. So
El Paso?
El Paso.
Wow, okay.
Didn't you know?
I guess I didn't know. I should know. That's
so
where
when
I'm
something
from.
happens that isn't sun, I mean, that's news, and it's exciting, and people people like to share. And you know what? It's not politically sensitive. So we can all talk about the weather, we can all talk about snow, and nobody gets mad.
Well, at least that's the,
Well,
that's
that's
the
what you
point.
think.
That's what you think. Some people do get mad. Patty, what do you think of all this?
That's what I agree with him. It's not, you know, it's not very sensitive, except for the people that live in that snow every day. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, they're like, really?
Get over yourselves.
Yeah.
Blah,
you
blah,
know what
blah.
those people should do? Get on a plane and come
And
out
come
to
to
Vegas to
Vegas.
visit, because
Yeah,
we're the
that's
best.
right.
There's a lot
That's
of
right.
homes going up in the Providence area, so come on by.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's move on to some big news regarding a local hotel and casino. If you were watching the Super Bowl commercials, you saw that the Stratosphere is undergoing some big changes and is rebranding. Here's a look.
So long, farewell, Auf Wiedersehen, adieu, 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 to you, adieu, adieu. So long, farewell, Auf Wiedersehen, goodbye, goodbye, to you.
Okay, so they are rebranding. They're calling themselves the Strat. Here's some other things that they posted on social. A whole new experience is rising soon. What they're saying, you don't demolish an iconic landmark, you reinvent it. Some people wrote, we already knew you were the Strat. What else are you announcing? And then this Rich Unger says, hoping it gives his property a major boost in exposure, recognition, and above all, bookings. Business, go Strat. So I will say that I liked the commercial. I like seeing Las Vegas companies and businesses when they invest the money and go on the national screen. It just makes me feel like, yeah, get them.
I played during the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I played during the Super Bowl. So I really, really like it. Do you think it brings enough excitement to the hotel? What are people saying on socials? Patty, I'll start with you.
I feel like it's a tough world right now. You gotta be the next exciting thing, like in 5 minutes. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Because it's really tough out there to compete. But I think it's a right step to do.
Right.
You know, because you want to evolve and you want to attract the younger people that are coming and that are spending money now. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, you do have to evolve.
Yeah.
Shane, what are you seeing?
Well, I mean, this is a common thing for Vegas. We like to do, you know, nobody says the Cosmopolitan, it's the Cosmo. Treasure Island became TI,
Right.
you know, like 10, 15 years ago. So trying to shorten it, I guess Stratosphere is too long a word. But I think what I especially liked about the Super Bowl video is this idea of, you know, not destroying our past, because Vegas is known for like, okay, just demolish it, implode it, and start over.
Yeah.
So we are a fairly young city, but we don't have a lot of historic buildings. And right now, you know, we're the city of neon, but downtown is the only place where you can find neon anymore.
Sure.
So we've got Project Enchilada coming, where we are refurbing old hotel signs and putting in, you know, original street lights. The Circa, we saw that, is reminiscent of old Vegas. So I think there's this desire for nostalgia and really bringing back this golden age. And I think it was smart of them, because the Stratosphere is really iconic, not just in its name, but in the skyline now. So if they had started over, it's not the most efficient use of space, but you know, you've got to keep some history. And I think downtown is really got that history vibe and the nostalgia vibe, and I think people are really responding to that.
Oh my God, can you imagine if they took down, if they demolished the
Yeah.
Strat? I mean, that's,
Yeah.
like you said, it's a part of our skyline. Everything would have to be redone. Like,
So
that's-
many
that's-
logos would have to change.
Yeah, like so many logos would have to change. Jace, what are you seeing?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a really smart commercial. You know, for me, because I'm an old man, I looked at it like, oh, I covered all those implosions, you know,
Right.
back for the news back in the day. But just smart, like Shane was saying, to tie into that downtown. Downtown is the place where we preserve history. We have the Mob Museum, we have the Neon Museum, you know, and we preserve that stuff. And it's more than just rebranding, because they are doing some
Right.
other stuff. You know, they've redone the Top of the World restaurant. They have a new chef in there, a whole new menu, and then this
The
is
Tap House.
You know, we do have here at the city. Here's a little inside information. We got a. We do have designs and stuff for, they want to do a skywalk up there where you walk on like a glass
Ooh.
thing, like out at the
awesome.
Grand Canyon. Yeah, so that'll probably be terrifying and popular.
Right.
So, you know, we wish them well, you know.
Maybe we should get video of Shane and Jace up there holding each other's hands and crying.
Me crying, yeah.
No, I think it's really exciting. And like you said, people, we do have to remember that it's not just a name. We've been calling it the Strat. I think locals have been calling it the Strat for a really long time. But inside, they are renovating it. Aside from a couple of people saying, I don't love it, the things I saw on social media was excitement. Like, hey, look at, they are revamping. Let's go and check it out. All right, guys, now we're going to talk about a social media platform that a lot of you don't really use, but you may start to use more thanks to another change by Instagram. Go figure, they're changing something else. Bumble writes, Instagram will roll out IGTV previews in the main feed as part of its effort to get more people watching video content. Now when a profile you follow shares a new IGTV upload, you can tap the preview in your feed to watch the full video. At Instagram's move to put IGTV videos on people's feeds makes sense. Finally, people may move to the video platform. This is hilarious though, this GIF. Looking for an IGTV audience. I love it.
Or John Travolta audience.
Yeah. And then this user writes, legit never use. So Patty, I want to start with you on this because you use social media platforms a lot. IGTV in our workings doesn't get a lot of attention. Have you ventured into IGTV?
I do. I have several videos on there. I think that it's smart to do that. It's so smart because I think that right now we're spread out in so many different areas, and if you want to go here, you got to do YouTube, and if you want to do this, you got to do that, you know?
Yeah.
So I really feel like they're trying to consolidate it to where Instagram is where it's at, and I think this is the right step for them because it makes me not want to have to upload my video on YouTube in order to have it on my blog. Like, to have it on my blog, I need to have it posted somewhere,
Right.
and it's going to just be so much easier to just have it there and get the same audience target everything, you know?
Well, and I can say I posted an IGTV story yesterday, and the clicks I got on my IGTV went up significantly. Yesterday was one of the first days that the preview actually had rolled out, and I already was noticing a difference of people saying, oh, let's watch it. Whereas other people before this preview rolled out, they didn't even know when it existed because they never tapped that icon.
Yeah.
Tap
Yeah.
that icon in the top right hand
You have to
corner.
promote everything. That's
Yeah.
what it is. Like, if I did an IGTV story about something, I have to say, hey guys, in my stories, because that's usually what's getting the
Right.
most look. Hey guys, go look at my IG story, swipe up, blah, blah, blah. You know, you have to send people traffic there. And now Instagram's basically helping you send traffic there.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
it's going to be great.
Shane, what are your thoughts?
IGTV's got a couple of things going against them. So I will say that everybody should use IGTV to watch Melissa's video. It's good, but you know, they've got a chicken and the egg scenario. There's no audience because there's no great content, and content creators don't want to go there because there's no audience. In addition, if you're making a lot of money on YouTube, I think one of the influencers they originally got from YouTube was King Bach. His video on YouTube, 4 million views, posts the same video on IGTV, gets 285,000.
That's crazy.
And also he can't monetize it. So he can make money on YouTube, but why spend the time and effort for such little views on IGTV when there's no monetization yet? So they've got some things to work out.
Yeah.
And
Are they thinking about monetizing IGTV?
I mean, eventually,
will
yeah,
eventually.
advertisements are going to go everywhere. That's inevitable. So the other issue is people just, like you said, they don't know about it. If you don't click it, you know, the IGTV app has never broken the top 200. Instagram app is always in the top 10 as far as downloads. So people just aren't going there, and there's nothing really to draw them there because the creators can't make money.
So we'll
That's
see if this works.
That's why they're putting it on Instagram, right? Go where
Yep.
the people are. It's marketing 101. It's why the Super Bowl ads cost $5 million for 30 seconds. That's where the people are. So they have work to do, like Shane's saying, but they have a smart marketing person in there because that was a good move.
Melissa's there. They're halfway there.
Yeah.
You know, there's some interesting tweets. A lot of people, like you said, interesting. I think it will probably encourage people to use it more. Instagram really likes when people use all of their capabilities. But then you have, like you said, that Shane, I forget there's an IGTV, to be honest. Not too many people I follow on Instagram use it. And I think I read somewhere that unless you only get the previews if you follow that person. You're not
Right.
getting random previews in your
Right.
feed. So that'll be interesting.
And
All
it's
right.
also vertical, which, you can't just take your YouTube content and dump it in IGTV. I mean, you can.
Right.
Some people are doing that, and you got to turn your phone sideways,
Right.
but really you've got to make custom content for it, and if you can't make money.
All my pro photographer friends do not love vertical. They
No,
want to shoot
let me tell you,
horizontal.
I shoot you at the end of the show. I'm going to show you our IGTV story, and it's a process to shoot vertically, and it takes some skill and some editing to make it look nice. All right, guys, we're going to end on a light note with our Metro police officers having a little fun with mean tweets. Here's a look.
Valerie Irene, at LVMPD. Y'all a joke for real. Okay, you got 2 first names.
LVMPD got me all the way up. We succeeded.
Playing a cop on TV has gotten Ice-T more investigation skills than LAPD and LVPD put together. Hashtag who shot Biggie and Tupac. That's actually a good one. Yeah, we should get Ice-T.
Why the y'all got an Instagram? Aren't y'all all supposed to be tryna, and that's TRYNA, save lives? That's LIFES, lives. We tryna save lives. Kinda sound ignorant.
Diva40 writes, LVMPD, how genius, made me laugh. One of the reasons your department is #1 at community engagement. Made my work shift just a little bit better, LOL, hilarious stuff. And guys, I laughed at this. I really appreciate the way Metro, they try to keep with trending things, and they seem, for me, approachable. Thoughts on that?
Well, I think that the most important way to gain your community, who you're serving, the most important way to gain their is trust. To gain their respect is trust. And I feel like you can't trust someone if you don't really connect with them and you don't really like, oh my gosh, you know what I mean?
Right.
So it was so funny, first of all, and I think that, like, kudos to them to try and communicate and connect with us, with the community in that way, to
Right,
where,
absolutely.
listen, you don't have to fear me, or you don't have to be like,
Right.
we're
We
just
can
like
laugh-
everyone
we
else.
can laugh at ourselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Shane?
Yeah, I mean, this video is really resonating with viewers. They got 20,000 views on YouTube, 66,000 on Facebook. And like Patty said, it's humanizing them. And they've done a good job with this, because they also did the baby shark video,
Right.
which was also funny. And when you can connect with them and humanize them, and a lot of their officers talk about like removing the barriers from them and the community, that really helps. It helps them do their job, because people aren't afraid to talk to them, aren't afraid to interact with them, and will go to them for help. So this was a really smart move, and it was fun to watch, and I'm sure it didn't take much time to accomplish.
Yeah, I mean, you see the negative folks out there that want to say, oh, you should be doing your job out there, serving and protecting, not messing around on social media. But to what the point that these folks said is, think about how that impacts them on a day-to-day basis. If you can see a police officer as another human being who's out there doing a job, and that they're just a person like you, I don't think it's a stretch to say that could, in the long run, increase safety in certain situations that they have to deal with, both for the officer and for the people out in the community.
I think it's really smart that their public information office understands that need to connect with the public, because
Yes.
ever since social media, Sergeant Jeff Clark over there, he just really knows, like, we gotta stay on this, we gotta keep engaging with our residents. They will come to us if they have problems, if they feel we are approachable. So.
And times have changed, for all the people that say, well, they should be doing their job. Well, times have changed. Like, everyone is doing this. And
Right.
and I heard this once, and it's very true. If you're a business, or if you're doing something and you're not on social media, you're really not relevant, and no one knows about you.
That's true.
That's what it is,
That's
really.
100% true.
So
And let's also remember where mean tweets came from. Jimmy Kimmel,
Yeah.
Clark High School alumnus,
Wow.
UNLV alumnus,
Great in Vegas.
Las Vegas resident Jimmy Kimmel. So it comes full circle.
Absolutely. All right, guys, great topics. Patty, thanks so much for joining us.
thank you for having me. It was fun.
Well, February is the month of love, and of course, we are the wedding capital, there you go, of the world. But have you ever thought of tying the knot at one of our city venues? There are a lot more options than you think. We've got a preview coming up.
Papa!
Welcome back, everyone. Well, February, of course, is the month of love, so we have to talk about wedding chapels and wedding venues that we offer here in the city of Las Vegas. I'm sitting down with event specialist Christy Garnis for the very latest on what we have available here in town. So, Christy, tell us a little bit about the city of Las Vegas. A lot of people don't think of it as a place for wedding venues, government buildings, or government things like that.
We have some amazing venues. One of my favorites is Floyd Lamb Park. There's the beautiful lakes out there. We have the barns. We have the gazebo. We have the ranch house. I mean, it's endless what you could do out there. It's a blank slate. You can take tents and do all kinds of amazing decor out there. You can do Western theme. You can do traditional. I mean, the sky's the limit out there. It's like the perfect place to have a wedding.
Where else?
Oh my goodness. We have Lorenzi Park. We have that beautiful rose garden and gazebo. That's amazing. There's some beautiful ponds for some great photos for there also. We also have East Las Vegas Community Center. We have this amazing ballroom down there. It has a full kitchen. Lots of things that people wouldn't think of. They also have a gazebo outside there, so you could do some outdoor, like if you wanted to have a reception outside and then have the wedding inside, or the wedding inside and the reception, you know, you could totally mix it up. That's really, really versatile. Fifth Street School is amazing.
The historic Fifth Street School, that's an extremely popular venue. I was talking to the person who actually rents out some of the things, and he says that they're booked months in advance.
Sometimes longer than that. One of my daughter's friends got married there recently, and she had to book it over a year out because of the date she wanted. You know, it's wedding time. If you want to get married during wedding season, then you got to book early.
Does it surprise people when you tell them, yes, this is available for a wedding, or you know what, have you thought about this government location or this government-owned property for your wedding?
Lots of people, when they call, they have no idea. Like, so then we start giving them ideas and stuff, and they're like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. I never thought of it. It's really affordable too. Our fees for our park rental space is really affordable, along with all of our facilities. I mean, it's amazing the price difference that you're gonna, I don't want to say anyone's names, but some people around this area, I mean, just to get in, it's $10,000, and that's before you do anything else. So we are a wonderful venue space, whether indoor or outdoors, for the price. And you know, we have great staff too, so
how
it makes it a win-win.
How does it work? Do they call the city directly, and what venue, which should they go through, which department?
So they go through the Parks and Recs department, or you can call the facility directly, but all of that's on the website. So it's super easy, very easy to do, and everybody at the city, of course, is wonderful to work with.
And what about other locations? So we have historic Fifth Street School, Floyd Lamb, community centers.
Oh, Charleston Heights is an awesome one too.
Oh, okay.
That's one of our older facilities in the city. It's right off of Brush Street, and it is a beautiful, they have a beautiful ballroom and a theater. So if you wanted to do like a Oscar night themed wedding or a movie themed wedding, I mean, you could show a movie while you're there. I mean, and then have the wedding in the ballroom. I mean, there's just so many options. That's probably one of my favorite, because it's one of our older buildings and we just got it refurbished. If you were to go inside, that would probably be one of my favorites.
Why do you think that this is taking off? I mean, a lot of people, you have people like myself, I got married on a golf course, or you have your church, but it feels like weddings are becoming very non-traditional. People are looking outside of the box.
Well, nobody wants their mom and dad's wedding. Everybody wants something new and fresh and exciting. And you know, let's be real. There's all kinds of things on Instagram, you have Pinterest, so you see all these things. So ideas are definitely more out there and available than they ever have been before, and really nobody does traditional anymore. I mean, you do have your traditional churches and those kinds of weddings, and those are fabulous for some people, but a lot of people don't want traditional.
Would you say that the city venues offer a little bit more flexibility in terms of what vendors you want to come in? Because I have noticed that when you book through another private business or at their facility, you're required to order from their vendors or use their resources, and you can't shape a venue or a party the way you would like to because you have certain restrictions. But it seems like at a city venue, you'd have a little bit more wiggle room.
Oh, definitely. Especially my favorite is using our city facilities for our events for the council, because there is so much more flexibility. I don't have to worry about using one or two vendors. I could use the vendors that I choose. So if I have a caterer that makes cakes, for example, then I can just call Juan and say, hey Juan, I want a cake, and then I can use another caterer for like food and beverage, but I really want my cake from Juan. And a lot of places you can't do that. You have to totally use the vendors that are on their list. And same with rentals. Like you want to have different tables and chairs and linens. Well, a lot of places have those tables and chairs, and you only have like a choice of 2 linens. Well, that might not fit in your theme. So we have a lot more flexibility at the city. Obviously the vendors have to be approved and have to have insurance and those kinds of things.
That sort
And
of
your
thing.
person, your contact would work with you on those things. But I mean, it's a lot more flexibility and a lot more options, and you can be more creative that way.
Do you see a lot of people calling this time of year?
Yes, there's a lot of people calling. And so obviously our office doesn't get to do those events, which would be fun, but we have 260 other events that we have to do. So we just direct them onto the center and give them some ideas of some things that they can do.
So my last question for you, because you handle all of the events here with the city, would you say that it's just more affordable doing a wedding at a city venue as opposed to somewhere else?
Definitely more affordable. And you have, like I said before, you have more flexibility, more things you can do. You can be more creative, and all on a budget. And really, that's what it's about. I mean, you want to have a magical day for you and your guests, but you want it to be affordable, and that's the best way to do it here at the city.
Okay, Christy, thank you so much for the info.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back.
This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Remember that to love America is to love all Americans, because love has no labels.
Well, as we mentioned earlier, IGTV is getting some extra love, and we here at the city use the platform for all sorts of occasions, including our segment Open for Business. I got to go inside a new gluten-free bakery in downtown Las Vegas for a behind-the-scenes look. Hi everyone, Melissa here in downtown Las Vegas at the newest bakery called Scratch Made. Now, what's unique about this place? Everything they make is 100% gluten-free. Let's take a look.
We're 100% gluten-free, but everything we do is for everybody. You can't tell the difference. There's a total misconception about what gluten-free is, but every product we do is from the heart, so it's for everyone. There's a huge need, whether it's just an intolerance, whether you actually have celiac disease, other sicknesses like Crohn's, those kind of people all need gluten-free products that helps with their everyday diet.
People just love to sit and look out. It's just a nice little local spot. We're downtown Arts District. It's all up and coming. It's all about the locals.
Up until now, I've done a lot of pop-ups and different things around the city, but never in one spot. Generally, I've got 4 different coffees here. I try to change it up though. I'll have Ethiopian and Brazilian one day. I might have a Sumatran and a Panamanian the next day.
We have always loved downtown, and being part of the community, this big push to make downtown for locals, not just for locals, but for local small businesses. We wanted to be part of that, and it's been great.
You have to build relationships with the people in the Arts District and downtown, and it's very community oriented, so we love doing that.
All right, guys, that's going to do it for our tour of Scratch Made in downtown Las Vegas. Remember, they're on the corner of 3rd and Charleston. For now, I'm going to take my snickerdoodle, my locally roasted coffee, and hit the road. Remember, they are open for business. All right, that's going to do it for us. Thank you at home for watching. And remember, you can get in on the conversation. Just follow us at City of Las Vegas and use the hashtag TrendingVegas. You can also find us on YouTube, Apple TV, Roku, and Amazon. Have a great day, everyone. We'll see you next time.